Fortunes are made in a moment. We see the flash of new wealth everywhere, the roar of a limited edition supercar, the blinding glint of a diamond-encrusted watch on social media, the pop of a champagne bottle on a yacht. It's a spectacle, a celebration of making it. But just as quickly, it can all vanish. The headlines flip from overnight millionaire to riches to rags. The cars get repossessed, the mansions are foreclosed, and the fleeting fame curdles into a cautionary tale. It's a story we've all seen play out, a boom and bust cycle that feels almost inevitable. But behind all that noise, another world operates on a completely different set of rules. This is the world of old money, where wealth isn't just spent, it's stewarded. They avoid the spotlight, sidestep the trends, and quietly dodge the exact mistakes that turn today's millionaires into tomorrow's tragedies. This world isn't defined by loud extravagance, but by the silence of security. It's a world where dynasties are built not on the shaky ground of quick profits, but on the bedrock of timeless principles. They understand a truth that new money often learns the hard way. Making a fortune is one thing, but keeping it is an art form. In this documentary, we're unveiling the 7 unwritten rules that separate generational dynasties from fleeting fortunes. These aren't just financial tips. They are the core beliefs of a philosophy that has allowed the world's most established families to preserve their wealth, influence, and legacy for centuries. Rule number 1, the mindset shift, from owner to steward. The first and most fundamental mistake that ruins new money is a catastrophic failure of perspective. When someone strikes it rich, the psychological impact is overwhelming. The money feels like a personal victory, a prize to be won. This creates the owner mindset. It's my money. I earned it. I can spend it however I want to. While that's understandable, it's also the seed of destruction. An owner sees an asset as something for personal gratification. A forest is for timber, a river is for power, and a fortune is for spending. The timeline is immediate, the focus is on me, and success is measured in personal pleasure. This mindset is what fuels the desperate need for validation. Having money isn't enough. People have to know you have it. It explains the sudden obsession with luxury brands, not for their quality, but for their logos. It's why a perfectly good car is replaced by a screaming Lamborghini, and a comfortable home is traded for a sprawling mansion that's a nightmare to maintain. Every purchase is a declaration of status, an attempt to make the abstract idea of wealth visible. The new millionaire often feels like an imposter, so they overcompensate with loud, expensive signals to prove they belong. But in doing so, they're playing a game that old money refuses to even acknowledge. In stark contrast, old money operates on a completely different psychological plane, the mindset of a steward. For them, wealth isn't a personal possession. It's a multi-generational legacy, a sacred trust handed down from those who came before, to be protected and grown for those who will come after. They see themselves as not owners, but as temporary curators of a family institution. This shift from me to we, and from now to forever, changes absolutely everything. A steward doesn't ask, "What can this money do for me today?" They ask, "What's the best decision for this capital over the next 100 years?" This long-term view shapes all their behavior. They aren't interested in the fleeting thrill of a new purchase. They're invested in the quiet satisfaction of lasting stability. They get that the true measure of success isn't what they spend, but what they preserve. This is why old money families can seem almost bafflingly frugal. It's not because they're cheap. It's because they see every dollar not as something to be consumed, but as a building block for the future. Spending $1 million on a depreciating asset like a hypercar is, in their world, a dereliction of duty. It's a betrayal of their ancestors and a theft from their descendants. This stewardship mindset is formally embedded in their financial structures. Wealth is rarely held in a personal checking account where it's vulnerable to impulse. Instead, it's locked away in complex legal instruments like family trusts and foundations, designed to outlive any single individual. These trusts come with rules, mandates for preservation, and professional oversight. They are the legal manifestation of the steward's philosophy, acting as a brake on extravagance and ensuring the family's core financial principles are upheld for generations, no matter what any one person wants. The new money owner builds a monument to themselves, which crumbles with time. The old money steward cultivates a garden they may never see in full bloom, but which they know will nourish their family for centuries. This is the first and most important rule. You don't own the wealth, you are merely its guardian. Rule number 2, the investment doctrine, prioritizing preservation over profit. The second mistake that consistently dismantles new fortunes is an addiction to the very thing that created them: risk. New money is often born from a high-stakes gamble that paid off: a volatile stock, a disruptive business, a speculative asset that shot to the moon. Having won the lottery, the newly rich often believe they have a hot hand or a special genius. They mistake luck for skill and start making bigger, riskier bets, forever chasing that same lightning in a bottle. Their financial strategy is all offense all the time. But in playing this way, they leave their goal wide open. A single market downturn or one bad bet can wipe them out. Their wealth is brittle, built for speed, not endurance.
Old money, on the other hand, plays a completely different game. Their main financial goal isn't growth, it's preservation. They're not playing offense, they're playing defense. Their guiding question isn't, how do I get richer, but how do I make sure we're never poor again? This leads to an investment strategy that is, by today's standards, almost boring. You won't find a generational fortune in the latest speculative craze. Instead, it's anchored in a deeply conservative portfolio designed to withstand time, market cycles, and inflation. Their holdings are the titans of stability: blue-chip stocks in centuries-old companies, government bonds, and vast portfolios of income-generating real estate in prime locations. These aren't assets that will double in value overnight. They are assets that are highly unlikely to ever go to zero. The goal isn't to hit home runs, but to consistently get on base year after year. The slow, compounding growth of a 4 to 5% annual return, protected from inflation and taxes, is infinitely more valuable to them than a 50% gain that could be followed by a 90% loss. To manage this, old money families rarely go it alone. They professionalize their wealth management through family offices or deep relationships with private banks. A family office is essentially a private firm that serves a single family, handling everything from investments to legal affairs. This brings a level of professional discipline that's often missing from the impulsive decisions of a lone new money investor. The family office acts as a crucial buffer between emotion and capital, ensuring decisions are based on a long-term strategy, not the latest market panic. On top of that, they diversify their income streams relentlessly. Wealth isn't just in one stock or business. It flows from rent, dividends, bond interest, and profits from various established businesses. If one stream falters, a dozen others are there to support the whole. It's like a ship with multiple watertight compartments. A breach in one area won't sink the entire vessel. New money chases the thrill of the hunt. Old money builds a fortress and quietly lets compounding do the heavy lifting. They've already won the game. Their only job now is to never lose it. Rule 3. The visibility spectrum. Mastering the art of stealth wealth. Perhaps the most obvious mistake of new money is, well, being so obvious. The moment wealth is acquired, there's an overwhelming urge to announce it. This is conspicuous consumption, spending money with the express purpose of showing off your social status. It manifests in a predictable uniform. Brightly colored luxury cars, watches so covered in diamonds you can barely tell the time, clothes plastered with logos, and a social media feed that looks like a highlight reel of extravagance. This comes from a deep-seated insecurity. The new millionaire often equates their newfound money with their self-worth. To feel rich, they must be seen as rich. The envy and admiration of others become a currency in itself. However, this is a massive strategic blunder. It makes you a target for lawsuits, grifters, and worse. It creates resentment and puts a price tag on your relationships, making it impossible to know who's genuine. By flaunting their wealth, new money individuals paint a giant, glittering target on their backs. Old money's approach is a masterclass in social camouflage. Their guiding principle is stealth wealth, the art of being wealthy without looking it. This is rooted in the idea that money shouts, but wealth whispers. Discretion is their highest currency, and privacy is their most treasured luxury. They know true power doesn't need to advertise. To an outsider, their lifestyle can seem surprisingly modest. They might drive a 10-year-old Volvo, not because they can't afford a Ferrari, but because a Ferrari attracts the wrong kind of attention. Their clothes are made from the finest materials, but are conspicuously free of logos. A Patek Philippe watch is worn for the quiet appreciation of its engineering, and it's usually hidden under a shirt cuff. This isn't to say they don't spend money. They do, but they spend it on things most people never see. They invest in experiences, like a private family trip, over objects. They spend on education, art, and philanthropy. They invest in their homes, not necessarily in size, but in quality, comfort, and privacy, often tucked away behind long driveways and dense trees. The things they own are for their own enjoyment, not for the validation of strangers. This culture of discretion is taught from a young age. Children in these families learn early on that you don't talk about money. It's considered vulgar. They're taught the principle of never complain, never explain, a stoic approach that avoids public displays of extreme emotion. This creates a protective bubble around the family, letting them navigate the world without the risks that come with a high public profile. New money thinks wealth is a megaphone. Old money knows it's a shield, used to protect their peace, family, and legacy. The greatest luxury isn't being seen, it's being left alone. If you're finding these insights valuable and want to understand the strategies of wealth that last for generations, don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the mindset of the world's most enduring families. Rule 4. The lifestyle fallacy. Escaping the gravity of inflation. One of the most insidious traps for new money is lifestyle inflation. It's a simple process. As your income goes up, so does your spending. The first big paycheck brings a nicer apartment. The first bonus secures a luxury car. A successful year leads to a vacation home. Each new level of success is immediately matched by a new level of spending. On the surface, it just seems like enjoying the fruits of your labor, but it's a gilded cage. The problem is that this expensive lifestyle quickly becomes the new normal. Yesterday's luxuries become today's necessities. This creates a state of constant financial pressure. You're now on a treadmill, forced to keep earning at a high level just to maintain your standard of living. This golden handcuff scenario makes you incredibly vulnerable. Any disruption to your income is no longer a setback, it's a catastrophe. You've built a life that's expensive to run with no margin for error. Your high income is being eaten up by high overhead, with very little being converted into real, lasting wealth.
Old money avoids this trap by making it a core value to live significantly below their means. For them, frugality isn't a sign of poverty, it's a display of discipline. They understand a crucial distinction. Income isn't wealth. Wealth is what you keep, not what you spend. By deliberately keeping their lifestyle costs low, they create a massive surplus of capital. This surplus is the engine of their legacy. Every dollar not spent on a depreciating luxury good is a dollar that can be reinvested into an appreciating asset. This is the simple math that builds dynasties. While new money is trading up for a new car every 2 years, old money is buying another acre of land or another dividend-paying stock that will pay them for the next 30 years. Their focus is on acquiring true assets that generate passive income, not liabilities that look like assets. This principle extends to all their purchases. They aren't driven by trends. They prize quality and longevity over novelty. They'll spend a lot on a tailored suit or a pair of handmade shoes, but they'll use that item for decades. In the long run, this is far cheaper than constantly replacing trendy, lower-quality items. Their purchases are investments in durability, not fleeting fashion. Think of it this way. A new money individual might earn $2 million a year and have expenses of $1.8 million. They feel rich, but they're only saving $200,000. An old money family might have the same income from their assets, but structure their life to only cost $500,000. They are saving $1.5 million a year, which is then plowed back into their portfolio. The new money person is running just to stand still. The old money family is building an empire. This isn't about depriving yourself. It's about redefining luxury. The ultimate luxury isn't a sports car. The ultimate luxury is freedom. Freedom from financial worry, freedom to weather any storm, and the freedom to ensure your children and their children have the same security. By mastering their lifestyle, old money buys the one thing that money can truly provide: permanent peace of mind. Rule 5. The knowledge gap. Mandating a lifelong financial education. The old saying, from shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves in 3 generations, is a cliche for a reason. It happens all the time. The first generation makes the money, the second, raised in comfort, enjoys it. The third, raised in total luxury and disconnected from the work that created it, loses it all. This tragic cycle is almost always caused by a single failure: a breakdown in passing on knowledge. New money often assumes that being good at making money means you're good at managing it. But a brilliant entrepreneur might be a total novice in tax law or estate planning. More importantly, they often fail to educate their children. They want to give their kids an easier life, and in doing so, they shield them from financial realities. They see the wealth, but they don't understand the work, risk, or strategy behind it. They inherit the assets, but not the wisdom. They're given the keys to a complex machine without being taught how to drive, and it's only a matter of time before they crash. Old money sees this as the single greatest threat to their legacy and fights it with a rigorous, lifelong financial education. For them, teaching the next generation about wealth is as important as teaching them to read and write. It's not an option, it's a core part of their upbringing. This education starts young, often with simple lessons about budgeting and allowance. As they get older, the concepts get more sophisticated. They might sit in on family meetings with financial advisors, not to talk, but to listen and absorb the language of wealth management. They're taught about the family's assets, not just their value, but their history and purpose. They learn about the family businesses, the properties they manage, and the trusts that govern their inheritance. By the time they're adults, they're expected to have a deep understanding of investing, legal structures, and tax efficiency. This education is also philosophical. Heirs are constantly reminded of the stewardship mindset. They learn the family history, including the struggles of past generations. This instills a sense of responsibility and a deep desire not to be the one to break the chain. They're taught that the wealth is not theirs to squander, but a tool for the security of the whole family. Their formal education is also strategic. Sending a child to a prestigious boarding school and an Ivy League university isn't just about a good education. These institutions are incubators for the global elite, providing a shared culture and, most importantly, a powerful, lifelong social network. The connections made in these exclusive hallways become the foundation for future deals, opportunities, and alliances. New money leaves its heirs a fortune. Old money leaves its heirs a plan. By investing relentlessly in the financial and social education of every generation, they're not just transferring assets, they're transferring the blueprint for how to protect them. Rule 5. The network effect. Building foundational, not transactional relationships. In the world of new money, a network is often built on utility and momentum. When you're on the way up, people flock to you. Your social circle is a whirlwind of other entrepreneurs, investors, and hanger-ons, all drawn to your success. These relationships are intensely transactional, based on what you can do for each other right now. It's a network built for climbing, not for standing still. The great danger here is that this kind of network is loyal to success, not to people. When the momentum stalls, when the business fails, the transactional network evaporates as quickly as it appeared. The calls stop getting returned, the invitations dry up, and the new money individual finds themselves totally isolated right when they need support the most. They've built a social life that's as volatile as their portfolio.
Old money approaches networking from a completely different angle. Their networks aren't built, they're cultivated over generations. They are foundational, not transactional. The goal isn't to climb a social ladder, but to reinforce a closed-loop community of trusted peers. The process starts in childhood. By attending the same handful of elite boarding schools, the children of old money families grow up together. They form bonds based not on net worth, but on the shared experience of a very specific upbringing. These aren't business contacts, they're childhood friends. This continues through university, often at legacy institutions, further deepening these connections. Afterward, this network is maintained through codified social institutions. They join the same private members clubs in cities like London and New York. They vacation in the same exclusive low-key places. They participate in social sports like sailing or equestrian events. These aren't just hobbies, they are platforms for maintaining the cohesion of their class. A conversation on a sailboat can lead to a business partnership that would never be available to an outsider. Crucially, these networks are built on trust forged over decades. Within this circle, your word is your bond, and reputation is everything. It's a high-trust environment where deals can be made with a handshake and support is offered during a crisis because the group's stability depends on the stability of its members. It's a social safety net woven from shared history and mutual obligation. This network also acts as a powerful gatekeeper. By operating within this closed ecosystem, old money families insulate themselves from risk. They do business with people they've known their entire lives, whose families they've known for generations. This drastically reduces the risk of fraud and betrayal. New money tries to buy its way into a network. Old money is born into one. It's a foundational asset, as important as their financial capital, providing unparalleled access, information, and security. Rule 7. The Legacy Imperative. Philanthropy as principle, not as PR. When new money discovers philanthropy, it's often treated as the final frontier of status. Having bought the cars and houses, giving money away becomes the ultimate power move. This often leads to what can be called performative philanthropy. The donations are large, public, and heavily branded. A new hospital wing gets their name, a university building bears their logo, and they host lavish charity galas where their generosity is the main event. The motivation is often a mix of genuine altruism and calculated PR. It can be a way to clean up a reputation, pivoting from a ruthless capitalist to a benevolent benefactor. It's also a powerful networking tool, providing access to a new social echelon. While this giving certainly does good, it remains deeply tied to the donor's ego and public image. Old money once again operates by a different code. For them, philanthropy isn't PR, it's a fundamental duty of stewardship. It's a quiet, often anonymous, and deeply ingrained tradition that's seen as a responsibility, not a choice. Their approach is strategic, long-term, and focused on legacy, not publicity. Instead of one-off, high-profile donations, these families typically establish charitable foundations designed to exist in perpetuity.
These foundations are managed with the same professional rigor as their investments, with a clear mission and a long-term strategy. The goal isn't to solve a problem with a single check, but to create a sustainable source of funding that can address a cause for centuries. Their choice of cause is also telling. While new money might gravitate toward trendy causes, old money often supports traditional institutions they see as pillars of society: symphonies, operas, museums, and universities. This isn't just charity, it's cultural curation. They use their wealth to preserve and promote the values and institutions they hold dear, shaping society in their image. Moreover, a significant amount of their giving is anonymous. The principle of discretion extends even to their good deeds. The satisfaction comes from upholding a family tradition and from the impact of the gift itself, not from public praise. The idea of putting their name on a building is often seen as vulgar, a violation of the stealth wealth ethos. There are countless institutions across the globe that run on the quiet, consistent funding of families whose names the public will never know. This transforms philanthropy from personal branding to an expression of dynastic legacy. It's the final and most profound piece of the stewardship mindset. For new money, philanthropy can be the capstone of a successful life. For old money, it is an integrated and perpetual function of a successful lineage. So, what's the real takeaway from this look into the world of generational wealth? The 7 rules that separate fleeting fortunes from enduring dynasties aren't really about money. They're about mindset, discipline, and time. New money thinks in years, old money thinks in generations. New money is defined by explosive creation. Old money is defined by the quiet discipline of preservation. New money inflates its lifestyle to match its income. Old money suppresses its lifestyle to grow its assets. New money leaves its heirs a windfall. Old money leaves its heirs a manual. New money builds networks of opportunity. Old money cultivates communities of trust. And finally, new money uses philanthropy for recognition. Old money uses it to fulfill a duty. It's a tale of 2 philosophies. One is a sprint fueled by risk and ego that often ends in a spectacular crash. The other is a marathon, guided by prudence and humility that's designed to last forever. The core mistake of new money is believing that wealth is a destination. Old money knows that wealth is a journey, a continuous process of stewardship that has no end. The principles they follow aren't exclusive to the ultra-wealthy. They are timeless strategies for anyone who wants to create a lasting foundation of security. The ultimate lesson is this: the wealth that lasts is the wealth that is treated not as a right, but as a responsibility. So, what does your relationship with money say about you? Tell us in the comment section.